In this video, we are going to discuss mens rea that must occur simultaneously as the actus reus. So the mens rea, remember, means the guilty mind or culpability, and it accompanies the actus reus. And there's four mental states that qualify as mens rea, which we will discuss individually. The first one is general intent, then there's specific intent, transferred intent, and constructive intent. So the first one that we look at is general intent, and that's basically a concept that's employed by the government that says the government is not required to prove that the defendant intended to bring about a particular result. It's a presumed mental state, which means once it's proven that the accused committed the required act, it is presumed that he or she had the necessary general intent. So some examples of that would be trespassing. A person intended to go onto a particular piece of land not knowing that they were on private property. Or murder, where they're shooting into a house not knowing it was occupied. And then there's specific intent. And specific intent refers to doing the act with the intent to cause a particular result. Now, it's different from general intent in that this must be proven. It cannot be presumed. So traditional crimes such as murder, robbery, assault, those are specific intent, meaning the person specifically intended to commit the crime with that result. The next one is constructive intent. Maybe the actor didn't intend to cause harm, but should have known that their behavior was reckless. And then there's criminal negligence. And negligence is that conduct that is careless, inattentive, or neglectful. So imagine that you are driving a car that has slick tires on it and it's raining, and you cause an accident and you hit another car head on, killing 3 occupants in that vehicle. You were negligent, even though you may not have known your tires were slick. The law says you should have known, therefore you acted in a negligent manner and it caused a harm. So you more than likely would be found guilty of whatever crime it was that they charged you with relating to those deaths. Then there's transferred intent. Transferred intent is, let's say a person accepts money to go kill someone's wife, and they accidentally kill the wrong person. Well, it's transferred intent because they meant to kill a person, they just killed the wrong person. So it's still, the mens rea is met. Then there's strict liability crimes. These are where they don't have to prove intent, as mere proof that the defendant committed the act is sufficient enough for conviction. So 2 examples of that is a clerk in a convenience store selling cigarettes to someone under the age of 18. Even though they might not have intended to do that, the fact that they did it is enough to get a conviction. Another one that we see a lot of is the statutory rape offenses. If a young man has a girlfriend underage and he has sex with her, even though he might not have known her age, he still has committed a strict liability offense because he committed the act itself. It doesn't matter if she lied about her age or that he swears up and down he thought she was 18. It is still going to be a strict liability offense. So the mental state can't always be proven. So they'll look at circumstances surrounding that, such as if someone commits a crime and then they go into hiding, then it's presumed that they knew what they did was wrong. And to sum it all up, you have to have the actus reus and the mens rea must be joined in time and exist concurrently. That means at the same time. Then there's cause. So the proximate cause, was the victim's injury a direct and natural result of the defendant's act? Did the person shoot the gun, the bullet went into the other person and killed them? Then yes. But then there's factual cause, where it's saying, but for the defendant's act, would the result have occurred? So remember last week we discussed the case of Trooper Bullard and Dakota Witt, who Dakota Witt ran from the checkpoint, causing Trooper Bullard to chase after him, and he was involved in an accident that took his life. If it wasn't for the actions of Dakota Witt, Trooper Bullard would not have been driving in the manner that he was, and he would not have passed away. So factual cause is established there. And that sums up the actus reus and the mens rea.